Hi, Muchismo Eugene. Welcome to another video from Exit Strategy. Please like, subscribe, share the video if you found it helpful. Give it a thumbs up. Pass it on if you believe someone else would benefit from it. I would appreciate that. Let's talk about your belief in yourself causes others to doubt themselves. We're talking about God intentions, not good intentions. We're talking about God ideas, not good ideas. Things about us as empaths, we come up with ideas that are not really formed out of a delusional, egotistical, better than thou type of mentality. We create ideas based on who we are and who we were created to be. We're not self-serving. We're not self-centered. We're givers. And unfortunately, takers recognize us when they see us. You remember when you used to speak matter-of-factly about your abilities because you not only believed in yourself, you had something God put in you called a faith in abilities that you were comfortable and aware of. See, this is what Joseph did. When he began to talk the way he talked and started talking about all these things that he would be in the positions that he would hold, and to top it off, injury to insult, he even emphasized that his brothers would pretty much serve him. You gotta imagine in 2026, if you wake up one day and start talking to your family members or even your friends, and you tell them something to that effect, I'm gonna have a business one day and all of you guys are gonna be my employees. Now, they may digest that to some degree, but when you start talking like in a way where it gives off the impression that they are going to be beneath you or under you, pretty much servants of yours, that won't even fly even today in no kind of way. There are friends that would say, yeah, I'd be delighted to be a part of that, and I'll be delighted to be your manager or something of that effect. But it's a rarity. So back when Joseph said this was something that irked his brothers, and they made it known. Their ego kicked in overdrive to the point where they began to question themselves. Not directly questioning him, they were, but they weren't. They were really doubtful of their abilities because he had faith in his. Are you saying, so who are you? They were asking him pretty much, who do you think you are? See, it's not a think, it's a belief. And before we realized what narcissistic abuse was and this psychological overtaking of the mind by way of these demon-possessed individuals, before we knew about this stuff, we would not even talk matter-of-factly, openly, to a degree about what we now know. Because we realized that we were put to sleep, we were put in a state of delusion to believe if we talked too much with certainty, it would cause people to look at us funny. It would cause them to distance themselves from us. It would cause them to scorn us. And most of all, it would cause them to try to snatch away that belief that we had. They would throw shadows of doubt our way. It would be an onslaught to the point where we would abandon that idea or that belief. But now, getting distance from those toxicities, those energies that didn't serve you in a way where it was healthy for you, where it was progressive for you, where it was life-changing for the right reasons for you, with that distance now, you're able to come back to you're able to revisit those thoughts, and even more so, you're able to form new thoughts and ideas and beliefs. And so now, if you were not a problem for the narcissist, you are now. You always were, but now you are aware of what type of problem you are and why you are a problem for them. You don't have to even speak about your abilities and the beliefs in yourself. Your presence alone agitates dark energy. You know this. And so compound that on the fact that you start verbalizing actually, if you start creating things and they see these things come to fruition, they see these abilities, they see them in living color. They sit with themselves in a way where they can't stand themselves. And so they project it to you. You become the one that they can't stand. And now that you're introspecting in a way that you never have before, and you're being able to do the shadow work and individuation of self, you have to be careful even so, because a lot of times when you know you wake up, when you're freshly awakened, we can become overtly cynical, overtly judgmental, overtly, or I would say hyper judgmental, hyper cynical, hyper observant. And even though we are already, we become hyper observant in ways that we're drawing off of all the negative in the world and everything around us. And what that will do is interrupt your growth. But the main thing is recognizing that you're going through these areas of your awakeness. And so you can abandon those extreme cases where you think you're going to be, too judgmental to the point where your focus is thrown off. So the main thing you want to do is, as you're awakening, realize your abilities and reform those new beliefs in yourself, and just keep it moving, because people around you, even in their silence, it will tell you how much they cannot stand the fact that you believe in yourself. That's simply because they doubt themselves. That being said, bless.